Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the collector's edition of the D&D Art and Arcana Visual History book. So I first of all just want to thank my friend Charles for lending me this for the purposes of doing a video on it. Art and Arcana is something that I do want to pick up at some point in the very near future. However, I am not spending the kind of money that they were charging for this special edition version of it. But a friend of mine had it, offered to lend it to me to make a video with, and we're going to go ahead and do that. I've never actually looked at the Art and Arcana book, so I'm not entirely sure what to expect with a lot of things that I plan on reviewing or taking a look at for my YouTube channel. I generally try to stay away from spoilers because I like to have my genuine initial reactions actually on camera. So I have a couple of other older D&D art books from like the AD&D line, and they're all really nice, but they're essentially just, you know, the artwork from some of the various books and really nothing else. I'm hoping that there's a little bit more to this one. I have heard a lot of good things about Art and Arcana, so I suspect it's more than just a collection of like the artwork that goes into some of the books. So anyway, let's just go ahead and open this up and see what we got here. So the first thing, like, this thing is just massive. I mean, you could defend your home with it. It weighs so much. So you just kind of open it up sort of like a book, I guess. Yeah, okay. Does this, no, the cover doesn't come off, and okay. There's actually a pouch here with some stuff in it, including Tomb of Horrors. Let's have a look at this here. And like I said, this does belong to a friend of mine, so he's already opened it up and had a look at it. That's why that's like that. So let's just get that out there for now. And we'll take the actual book out. Holy! Alright, and actually, let's just, now that this is lighter and a little easier to handle, let's just take a look in the back here. I'm not going to read the whole, like the quote on the top there, but underneath here it says, prepare to enter the awe-inspiring visual world of Dungeons & Dragons. From one of the most iconic game brands in the world, this official D&D illustrated history provides unprecedented look at the visual evolution of the brand, showing its continued influence on the worlds of pop culture and fantasy. Inside the book you'll find more than 700 pieces of artwork from each edition of the core role-playing books, supplements and adventures, the Forgotten Realms Dragonlance novels, decades of Dungeon & Dragon magazines, and classic advertisements, and merchandise, plus never before seen concept sketches, large format canvases, rare photographs, one-of-a-kind drafts, and more from now famous designers and artists associated with Dungeons & Dragons. Additionally, this special edition package includes recreations of the classic Dungeons & Dragons artwork ready for framing, as well as pamphlet-sized unpublished virtual version of the game's most infamous adventure module and Death Trap Tomb of Horrors. So this is, like, so this is special edition. As you can see, the prices here, $125 US or $163 plus tax Canadian. And again, where I live in Canada, our sales tax is 15%. So this is something that I'm not going to ever own this version of anyway. But let's just go ahead and let's have a look at what's in the envelope first, I guess. Alright. So it says it has a bunch of prints in here. I don't think he's taken anything out. So let's look at the prints first. Oh. Alright. So the first one we have here, I do remember seeing this in the Player's Handbook for 2nd edition AD&D. Interior painting from 2nd edition Player's Handbook. Cool. It looks like some of these fold out. Okay, this is definitely a 3rd edition era painting, just based on the way that the Black Dragon looks. And I would suggest an adventure cover or book cover, like a novel. Oh, okay, the cover painting for the Forge of Fury. I never really got into the published adventures back then, so I've only ever seen a couple of that initial series. Like I saw the cover for Sunless Citadel, and I've seen the cover for, like, was it Moonfang Spire, I think, is the one that I have. So yeah, cool. Forge of Fury. Let's try to get through this a little bit quicker. Let's actually look at what it says on the... Oh, well, yeah, this one. Okay, this is the cover for the first edition AD&D Player's Handbook. This one I recognize. This was a promotional piece for the 30th anniversary of D&D. It's been reused a few times since then, but this is like the big old tavern brawl. You see like the statue from first edition, and you got like Regdar fighting an orc. You have them like a mind flare beholder. That's actually really, really cool. And yeah, so it says that there. This one says interior painting from Storm King's Thunder. So this is actually pretty recent, and I think this is the same artwork. This is huge. I think this is the same artwork that they use for the DM screen as well. For that, I don't actually have the DM screen for Storm King's Thunder, but I'm pretty sure that's the artwork that they use for that. Exterior painting for the Dungeon Master screen, 1979. Okay, yeah. I don't have the first edition AD&D DM screen either, but that's pretty classic artwork there. Two more to go. Well, this one, yeah, this is the Fiend Folio. First edition AD&D Fiend Folio. The Gith Yankee. It's really cool. And is this the last one? Oh, no. Nope. Okay, nope, there's definitely more to go. I don't recognize this one off the top of my head. Cover paintings for the Sword of Deceit. I mean, it looks awesome. I love, like, Death Knights and Liches and stuff like that, and that just looks really, really cool. This one here, cover painting for the World of Greyhawk. Okay. Oh, this must be for the box set. Gotcha. So that's pretty cool. And then I think this is the last one, and this one should not need any introduction. This is the cover for, I'm almost 100% positive, this is the cover for Keep on the Borderlands. You got the blue-nosed hobgoblins there, and Keep on the Borderlands. Well, alright. Well, it's nice that I recognize at least a few of those. So let's just go ahead and set this aside. And we'll have a quick look through this here, the Tomb of Horrors, the 1975 tournament module. We're not going to go through necessarily everything. I'm not going to flip through the entire, like, every single page of the book. But we'll just kind of see what's in here. So the Tomb of Horrors looks like some information on where to locate it. And this must be the adventure itself. It looks like descriptions for the different rooms. So, you know, Great Hall, False Doors. Okay. First key. I said I'm not going to read through everything here on the video. It looks like it's got the characters that you can use for the module and their equipment, which is pretty cool. And then you've got the map itself. And it looks like we got some artwork, which is obviously the big draw of this here. Wow, that I know it's on the cover too, but that green devil face looks quite a bit different from how it ended up in the end here. We got the four-armed gargoyle. I wonder if there's anything for Serac in here. The demi-lich. Not the regular lich, but... Oh. It's not... Alright. Well, we got that there. And appendix looks like there's just another small module thrown in there as well. So that's actually really cool. Oh, and you got the demi-lich skull again on the back. So that's actually really cool. So there's some really nice stuff in this collector's version. like I said, it's something that I'll never own, but it is kind of nice to see what's in there. So that's actually really neat. And then we got the book itself. So pretty similar. We got a mimic on the back. You got the dragon on the front, and the cover feels like the kind of like the rubberized coating that you have for the hobby store exclusive covers for things like Folo's Guide to Monsters, Mordecai's Tome of Foes, stuff like that. So it does feel like it's really nice quality. The one thing with those types of books, though, is that it really shows like your handprints and stuff really, really well. So there is that to worry about as well. Art and Arcana. Like, so I'm not going to go through every single page just because there is a ton of it, but I will probably have this in my possession for another week or so. So if there is a more in-depth, or if people do want to see like a full flip through, then I can certainly do that. But like I said, I'm probably just going to flip through and hit certain points here. So this is, I believe, the alternate cover for, I want to say, the Player's Handbook for first edition AD&D. I don't have this cover variant. I really want to get it, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And does it say anywhere? I guess it doesn't actually say what it was, but we got some ads here as well, which is really cool. Forward by Joe Manganiello. I'm really bad at pronouncing that name. But anyway, I mean, this guy here, he's done a lot of cool stuff to raise awareness and promote the D&D brand. And I saw somewhere that he recently did something for a children's hospital, starting up like D&D groups there. So really awesome guy, and I totally respect everything that he's done as far as that goes. Then we got just some more Stranger Things. I still have to actually sit down and watch. Still have to watch Stranger Things. And something from the Stream of Annihilation, I guess. Looks probably the Meat Grinder game, I would say. Or no, it's not the Meat Grinder because it's got Mike Merles as the DM there. But anyway, like I said, let's just go ahead and flip through a little bit. So we got the original edition. And here we go. It's Castle and Crusade. So, and it does look like there's actually quite a bit of like just information and not just the images with no necessary context, which would probably be my only gripe with some of the other earlier D&D art books that I have, is that it's literally just the art. But this actually has some write-ups on stuff. So this would be a really, really great product if you're interested in the history of D&D. It goes over the Great Kingdom, which was like the tabletop war game sort of thing that they were doing, using the chainmail rules. Blackmoor was the part of it, the chunk of the Great Kingdom that was created by Dave Arneson, I believe. And the Great Kingdom, I think, eventually became the Greyhawk campaign setting. Got some artwork from the different, some of the different books, comics it looks like it's appeared in, an advertisement to pick it up, to purchase the Dungeons & Dragons game. Wow. Oh, this is neat. So you got the evolution of the purple worm. So from humble beginnings in 1974, I think this was on the cover of the Monster Manual. Second edition Monstrous Manual, third edition, fourth and fifth. So it's changed a little bit over the years. All right, let's just go. Oh, there's the yeah, here we go. So the green devil face. We must be into first edition AD&D now, are we? Did I miss the transition there? Or? Anyway, so this is the one from the booklet that we saw, and this is the final version, Acererak. Concept and final, so pretty cool there. Okay, no, we're still into zero edition, so let's kind of skip ahead here a little bit. And like I said, if you want to see me do a more thorough flip through, let me know, and I can certainly do that. Like I said, I should have this in my possession for another couple weeks. So here we have Demo Gorgon, the Many Faces Demo Gorgon. So this is the original version from 1976. 77. They don't have anything from him in second edition, although they try to stay away from like the demon lords and or demon princes and archdevils and stuff like that. So here's the 2002 Demo Gorgon, and I really disliked this version of him. As you can see, all the other ones, he's got like the baboon heads, which is fine. The 4th edition version, the 5th edition version, but in 3rd edition they decided to make him have hyena heads and just look really like emaciated and skinny, and it looked dumb. I'm sorry. Not that the image itself is bad. If this was supposed to be something else altogether, it'd be perfectly fine. But when you look at this compared to say this or that, or even these ones, it just doesn't look great. So anyway. The cover of issue 1 of The Dragon, which became Dragon Magazine, so that's cool. This is one of my favorite covers here. It was one of the, I think it was either the first or one of the first April Fool's version of the magazine, when you had the guy like, professing his love to this female beholder with the exaggerated like lipstick and everything. That was just awesome. The origins of some of the iconic D&D monsters. So they were basically purchased in like just a bag of plastic toys for kids, and they were just like weird looking creatures. And that's where the Rust monster came from. So it was actually like I don't think it was Japanese toy. It was basically just a toy that was just weird looking, and it ended up becoming one of the more iconic monsters. They got the Boule and of course the Owlbear. And then we have the Holmes version of D&D Basic, which I've still never actually seen a physical copy of ever anywhere. Monster Manual for 1st edition. And I guess we're going to get into the actual 1st edition stuff here. So we got the core books, Player's Handbook cover, and some ads, In Search of the Unknown. So we got some of the different modules here. Now, In Search of the Unknown, it's interesting that they have it here, but this was what came with the Holmes Basic when it originally came out. But we got here some really cool modules. I have the from Tales from the Yawning Portal. You have the Against the Giant series, which is really, really cool. I also have White Plume Mountain and Tomb of Horrors, the 1st edition versions in the 2013 Dungeons of Dread hardcover, and then we have D1, 2, and 3, which is Descent to the Depths of the Earth, Shrine of the Kuatoa, and Vault of the Drow. I do have a copy of Shrine of the Kuatoa that was given to me, so I still need to get those ones as well. And of course the Village of Hamlet I would love to have as well, which would be really, really cool. Just some more ads. You got the Dungeon Master's Guide. And that was the order the books came out in, too. It was the Player's Handbook, I think, was the first one to come out. Or not the Player's Handbook. Monster Manual was the first one to come out. Player's Handbook, and then the Dungeon Master's Guide, I think, came out after that. And here we have just some awesome artwork here. Just some of the more, like, comical little, piece of art, comic stuff that they had. Tom Wham, there we go, that's the name. That's the guy who did all these kind of styles. And this one was one of my favorites. You have like the warrior just jumping into the arms of the wizard who's rolling his eyes because there's a rust monster there. So this Air Lotus, and I believe this was from Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. Oh no, sorry, Air Lotus from Deities and Demigods. And there we have some more artwork from Basic D&D. Deities and Demigods. Alright, just some really, really cool stuff. Oh, what do we got here? Keep on the Caves of Chaos. It's one thing I will say, it is kind of strange how they're lumping some of this together, but I guess they're not separating the basic from advanced D&D in this case. There's Barrier Peaks. Okay, so I was way off, but it looked sort of similar, I guess, in my defense. Also, my defense, I'm recording this pretty early in the morning and I haven't had my coffee yet, so that might have an impact here as well. So again, just some really, really cool stuff. We'll flip ahead. We got another Demo Gorgon there. D&D games, handheld games, video games. Dark dungeons. Ugh. Alright. The Crash of 1983. That was, okay. Here we got the basic different languages here, which is cool. Oh, that must be concept art for the, or the original. Okay, it's a little bit different, but this must be one of the concepts for the Menser basic D&D. As you can see, like, there's some differences there. The dragon's facing the opposite way. So that's pretty cool. The LJN figures. Pretty awesome. Wish I had the AD&D coloring book, Viewmaster reels. The D&D cartoon. That's just really awesome. Dragonlance. Got the character cards. Raceland, Caramon, Tanis, Oriental Adventures, Temple of Elemental Evil, which I do have, which is really sweet. A bunch of Hamlet, the Manual of the Planes. So again, just some really, really cool stuff. So here's the, I guess, one of the earlier versions of the Sword Coast region. You got like Waterdeep here, and we got the Cloakwood, Baldur's Gate. There we go. Cool. Xanathar, the Ruins of Undermountain. I have one of the books that came in the box set. Oh, cool. I don't have the maps though. So here we got the evolution of the Dritz character over time, and he certainly has changed. He looked actually pretty old here in that one, but I always liked the Todd Lockwood versions from the like from 3rd edition on sort of thing. He did a fantastic cover art. The Gold Box games. Alright, so here we're in the 2nd edition. Like I said, I'm not going to go through everything too thoroughly here. Ravenloft Hollow World, which was still for the D&D basic game. Oh, cool. The Red Dragon. So, definitely has changed over the years. I still think like the 3rd and 4th edition versions were really, really great. This one's okay, but I just find that it's just, like, with these ones, there's actually different colors integrated into it. So if you look at, like, the 3rd edition Era Red Dragon, and then you have the 4th edition Era Red Dragon, it's just more colorfully interesting, whereas with the one from the DM screen Reincarnated, it's just, like, it's just red. And I don't know, I think that this is more visually pleasing to look at than that. Maybe just me. I don't know, but I do like the fact that there is some contrast in most of these other ones, but this one just doesn't quite do it for me. So this is like the last version, I believe, of like well, I shouldn't say that. This is the starter set, which was trying to, I think, get people interested in the Rule Cyclopedia. I think they came out around the same time. So this was like the starter set, and then you would go to the Rule Cyclopedia from there. This is generally referred to as the black box starter set, and I would love to have that. That's another one of those holy grail items. We have the cover from the Rule Cyclopedia there, some Dark Sun stuff. Little Dark Sun, Al-Qadim, the Monstrous Manual. Spellfire, looks like a card game. And here we go, Planescape. Now I loved the art in Planescape. I thought it was just so different compared to everything else. And Tony, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. Tony Terlizzi. Anyway, he did a lot of stuff for Planescape, and it was just fantastic. All right, the fall of TSR. So here we have the decline of that company. So this is the revised versions of the second edition AD&D rules. A lot of people have constantly referred to these as the Wizards of the Coast version of second edition AD&D, but it is important to note that these books, like the black-covered revised second edition books, came out 2 years prior to Wizards of the Coast acquiring TSR. So it's not, you know, the revised second edition, as well as things like the players' options books. Those were not actually Wizards of the Coast. Those were all done by TSR. So one thing just sort of to note there. And here we go. We got some dragon dice, including the Battleground. Now I don't have this version. I have the Goblin one. But cool stuff there. And there's players' options. You got the Cleric and the Illusionist. Box sets. Alright, oh, that's a pretty cool looking beholder there. I like that one. So yeah, I'm actually really genuinely surprised by the amount of just like write-up and descriptions and stuff that's in here. It's really a fantastic history. I know I haven't really talked about it too much as I've been flipping through, but just I would love to just sit down and read this. You know, even if it didn't have all the art and all the pictures and stuff like that, I would still, you know, this is a really fantastic, I think, resource to learn the history of the D&D game. We got White Plume Mountain, the Silver Anniversary, which I do actually have, which is neat. That was from, I believe, Die Vecna Die, the cover there. Then we got 3rd edition, so there's the Forge of Fury thing that we saw earlier. The 3.0 books. The character generator CD that came with it. The Lockwood characters here. So, a little bit of changes between concept to final, it looks like. So you got Sovalis, Tordek, and Ember, I think her name was. And I remember seeing these advertisements all the time in like Dragon Magazine. We got the Evolution of the Orcs, and original Orc. Let's have a closer look at that, shall we? That is the original Orc, and then the first edition ones were literally just pig-faced people, and I sort of like the 4th and 5th edition styles of them. They look a little bit more intimidating, in my opinion. This was the cover for the DM screen, I believe, for the original 3.0. So again, just some really cool stuff in here. We got some D20 license stuff. Kingdoms of Kalamar, which I have the campaign setting for. Arcana Unearth, which was a variant player's handbook put out by Monty Cook. And then you have like the Warcraft tabletop RPG. Not the World of Warcraft, just Warcraft. Clue, some of the books, the dragons. And I like I said, I love the 3rd edition dragons. Like the Black Dragon is still my favorite design of all time. But just like the stuff that Lockwood and some of the others did for the 3rd edition dragons just looked unbelievable. Got the Devourer. This one here. Leverth, the daughter of Lolth. Okay. From the Harrowing and Dungeon Magazine. Okay, it's cool. I like that. The logo for the D&D movie, but no pictures from it, which is interesting. Yeah, it's just some really cool stuff. We got the 3.5 era, the D&D minis advertisements, including like the stat cards. Alright, so yeah, here we have the Roper. Sorry, the camera cut out on me. I wasn't paying attention. We got the bar fight there. Eberron. and you could just see like the Warforged were all over the Eberron stuff, which I think again was a little bit. It was a little difficult to get behind, I think, at first. And we have the basic game, which I have a copy of this as well. Some more ads. Monster Manual 5. It's the one Monster Manual I didn't get for 3.5. I got to get at some point. And then we're into the 4th edition era. Dark Sun, the core rule books. I always liked that beholder too. I always thought that was a cool looking beholder. Oh, there's I guess a bunch of concepts for this. I think this was the finalized artwork, and I forget what that was from. I think that was just in the Monster Manual, actually. I think it was just a picture inside of that. But got all kinds of different takes on the same thing, which is really cool looking. Lord of Blades from Eberron. The Owlbear. Gotta have the evolution of the Owlbear. I think the 3rd edition one's actually probably my favorite looking Owlbear as well. The reprints for 1st edition AD&D 0 edition there. They also reprinted 3.5 and 2nd edition back in 2012, 2013. The Forgotten Realms campaign guide, and then Elminster's Guide to the Forgotten Realms. The Dungeon board game. And now we're into the 5th edition era, so there's that Red Dragon again. And like I said, it's not a bad piece of art. When you put it next to other Red Dragons, though, it does look to me a little bit bland. The Many Faces of Strahd. The Doom Vault from the Dead and Thay, which was reprinted in Tales from the Yawning Portal. And then we just have some artwork here. We got the Sword Coast again. There's different kind of maps. I'll be honest, I was never a huge fan of these maps, of that kind of cartoony style, but that's a really nice picture. I do like that one. Tiamat. And, ooh, got all the different covers for the core books through various versions and revisions. Alright, yeah, so anyway, that was just sort of a brief flip through. I know that this video is over half an hour long at this point. But yeah, just sort of like I said, a brief flip through of the Art and Arcana, and I'm really impressed, actually. I think that this is a pretty awesome book, and I'm genuinely, and I've said this a couple of times, but I'm actually really surprised by the amount of just writing and article work that's in here to really just sort of explain everything and to go over the history of the game. And I think it's really fantastic, in my opinion. I think that this is something that is absolutely a worthwhile edition. I am going to try to find this if I can at some point. Not the special edition version, just because that's a lot of money. But I do want to get the original at some point if I can find it for at a decent price, or if I have enough credit and stuff built up from the stores that I deal with. To be able to get it for, again, a reasonable amount. So really cool. Absolutely think that this is a wonderful book, and like I said, I can do a more thorough flip through if people are interested, but I think you sort of get the idea. And I apologize, there were times I think in this video where I was just sort of captivated by flipping through and looking at the various artwork. So this is, again, just a really awesome book, and I actually sort of regret the fact that it's taken me this long to look at it. But anyway, so there you go. If you have a copy of Art and Arcana, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, if you do want to see me go through all the individual pages, I can certainly do that as well. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care.